Good morning everyone. So, welcome back for class 10th biology chapter 8 how do organisms reproduce, and today we will study part 5 of chapter 8. In this part 5 you will study the another important part of how do organisms reproduce. Let us start with the another part, which is sexual reproduction. As I told you that in sexual reproduction, a male gamete fuses with a female gamete to form a new cell called zygote. Means we can understand with the definition that a new cell, a new life is formed, which is called zygote in sexual reproduction when a male gamete, which is sex cells, and a female gamete, which again are sex cells of female, combine and form a new cell which is called zygote. Now this zygote, what happens then? Then this zygote grows and develops into a new organism. Okay, not immediately. After interval of time, a course of time, due to course of time, the sex cells or gametes forms, which is zygote, and develops into a new organism. Now the sex cells or the gametes, now you all know what are these. These are the sexual reproductive organs or parts of male and female. Okay, and they are also called sometime germ cells. Clear? So here is a definition of sexual reproduction. So with part 5 we will start new topic, sexual reproduction. First we will start sexual reproduction in plants. In plants, all parts like root, leaves, stem, all parts are not reproductive parts in the plant. Okay, the sex organs, or you can say reproductive parts or organs of a plant are in its flowers. So we can say flowers are reproductive parts of a plant. The function of a flower is to make male and female sex cells or gametes, and to ensure that fertilization will take place to make a new seeds for the reproduction of plant. Means in plants or in human beings, when male and female sex cells combine to form a new zygote, this procedure is fertilization. Okay, this procedure is fertilization, and only fertilization, the procedure of fertilization ensure that in plants fertilization will take place to make new seeds for the reproduction of plants. So let us start with sexual reproduction in plants, which is in its flowers. First of all, we will see some diagram of flower. See children, you all can here see a diagram of a flower. Here you can see receptacles. Okay, receptacle is a part which is called protective part. Means all the parts of a flower, all the parts of a flower are together attached with the receptacles. Okay, and these are the stems of a flower, you can see, and these are the sepals. Now what are sepals? See, in initial stage the petals of the flower, okay, are inside the buds. Okay, are inside the buds, and when the flower comes in its maturity, raised with its maturity, then buds exchange into a sepal. So sepals can be seen as a small leaf like structure with which petals are attached. Petals are colorful part of a flower, okay, and which attract insects to suck the nectar from it for the various process. Here is a male part of a flower and female part of a flower. Male part is called stamen and female part is called carpel. Now here we have seen a structure of flower all together. Now individually we will study structure of flower, stamen and can be say carpel. Okay, let us come with first male reproductive organ of a plant, which is called stamen. Okay, which is called stamen. So we are studying here about the stamen. Here you can see stamens are divided into two parts. The upper part is called anther, okay, and the stalk like long structure is known as filament. Clear? In the anther, here is a cut open part of a anther to show the pollen grains inside it. Okay, these are the small stalks, the small stalk like structure you can see here are known as pollen grains. Various pollen grains are present inside the anther. Here you can see a cut part to show pollen grains inside it. Okay, so filament and anther are divided into two parts, which are male reproductive organ of a plant and known as stamen. Okay, now let us see the female part of a structure. The female part is known as carpel. As I told you, it is known as carpel. Clear? Female reproductive organ of a plant is called carpel. Carpel is also known as pistil. So carpel can be called pistil also. Clear? Carpel is here. Carpel is divided into three parts: stigma, style and ovary. The most upper part of a female reproductive organ is known as stigma, okay, and the tube like structure is known as style. Understood? Then the internal part is known as ovary. Ovary contains ovule inside it, okay, and ovule contains female gamete, which are eggs. Understood? So this is the structure of carpel. Carpel is divided into three parts: stigma, style and ovary. Ovary from inside internally contain ovules. Ovules contain female gametes, eggs in it. Clear? Now let us study the procedure of reproduction in the flowering plant. Now see children, when I showed you this picture of flower, I have shown stamen and carpel, means male part of a flower and female part of a flower together in one flower. Understood? Together in one flower. But it does not happen in all flowers. All flowers exactly do not contain male and female parts together. So there is a difference. So let us first see what is the difference between this. See children, the flower which contain only one, here you can see only one sex organs. What is that? What is sex organs of the flower? Either stamen or carpel. Okay, either stamen or carpel means the flower which contain only one reproductive organ, either a stamen or a carpel, then that is known as unisexual. Uni means one. Unisexual flowers. For example, papaya and watermelon. On the other hand, the flower which contain both, here you can see both the sex organs, stamens and also as well as carpel, okay, then these are known as bisexual flower. So you can see here the reproductive part of a plant, which is flower. Flowers contain sex organs in two ways. Either they contain only one sex organs, stamen or carpel, either a stamen or a carpel, or they can contain both the sex organs, means stamen and as well as both are present in one flower. This is called bisexual flower. So we have studied about unisexual flower and bisexual flower, difference between unisexual flower and bisexual flower. And the example of bisexual flower are hibiscus and mustard. So, and this is the difference between unisexual and bisexual flower. Now let us come to the procedure of reproduction in the flowering plant, which is called pollination. Okay, now what is pollination? Okay, the pollination means the transfer of pollen grains. Now you all know what are pollen grains. Pollen grains are present in the male reproductive parts. Okay, so pollen grains from the anther of a stamen to the stigma of a carpel, means when pollen grains transfer to the female carpel is known as pollination. Means the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of a stamen to the stigma of a carpel is called pollination. But pollination is also a two type. Okay, one is self-pollination and the another one is cross-pollination. Now what is difference between self-pollination and a cross-pollination? See here, when the pollen grains from the anther of a flower are transferred to the stigma of a same flower, means when pollination occurs, the procedure of pollination occurs in the same flower, then it is known as self-pollination. Understood? But when the pollen grains from the anther of a flower on one plant are transferred to the stigma of another flower, another similar plant, is known as cross-pollination. Means from one flower to another flower, when pollen grain transfer to the same part, same type of plant, then it is known as cross-pollination. Okay, so how does cross-pollination occurs? How these pollen grains transfer from one plant to another plant? How do they transfer? This is the main question. Let me explain you how do they transfer. First I will explain you with the picture, and then I will explain you with the words. See here, this is called self-pollination. Itself very clearly you can see here male part and a female part, male anther, female stigma. Okay, so when the pollen grains from the same flower transfer to the stigma of a same flower, then it is known as self-pollination. Self means itself, in the same flower pollens are transferring from male reproductive part to the female reproductive part. Understood? And here now the another picture. Here you can see two flowers of a same plant. This is called cross-pollination. In cross-pollination you can see from a male part pollens are transferred to the stigma or a female part of a flower of the same type of flower of a, or means the plant is same but the both flowers are in different plant of same variety. Okay, so this is called cross-pollination. But how the pollens transfer itself to the another flower? This is the question. Very interesting. Okay, see here how it happens. the procedure of cross pollination is when an insect, okay, many insects are attracted towards the petals of the flowers, okay, because they collect nectar from the plant, from the flowers of a plant. So when an insect sits on a flower of a plant for sucking nectar, then what happens? Then the pollen grains from the anther of this flower stick to its body. How it stick? The pollen grains which are present on the male reproductive part are a sticky parts, means pollen grain contains some sticky parts in them. So when the insects sit on the flower, these pollen grain stick on the body of a insect, okay, and when this insect now sits on another flower of a similar plant, then the pollen grains sticking on its body are transferred to the stigma of this second flower okay. What happened then? In this way the pollen grains transfer from one flower to another flower, okay. In this way the insect transfer the pollen grain from the anther of flower on one plant to the stigma of flower in another plant, means from anther the pollen grains are transferred by the stigma of another flower, and then these causes cross pollination. Cross pollination does not occur by insect only, they also occurs, or we can say pollination is also done by birds, by water and by the blowing wind, okay, means with the water, with the blowing wind, with the birds, pollen grain can also transfer from one flower to another flower. So this is a procedure of pollination. Understood? Now see children, you all have understood in this video, in this presentation or in this lesson, we have started a new topic, sexual reproduction in the plants. And in sexual reproduction in the plants, first we all have started with the flowers, okay. The procedure is known as pollination. Pollination are of two types, self pollination and cross pollination, okay. So and then you have studied that pollination also done by birds, water and blowing wind, means when heavy wind blows, that time the pollens with the wind, okay, comes from one plant to another plant, okay. Now let us come to the last part of the explanation, which are the notes. Again these extra notes you have to do in your fair register, where you have done all the work till now, okay. Question number 1 is define pollination. You have to define pollination, you have to give definition of pollination. Then the next question is give difference between cross and self pollination, okay. You draw a margin and at least give 2-3 difference between cross pollination and a self pollination. When you are giving difference between cross pollination and self pollination, you have to make a margin, okay. Draw well labeled diagram of, you have to make 2 diagrams here, both are important. Male reproductive organs of a plant, which is stamen. Female reproductive organ of a plant, which is carpel, okay. You can see diagram. When you will draw a diagram, while drawing a diagram you can take help from same presentation. Clear children? So till now I hope you have done all your extra question of your second chapter. Clear? So children, go through well each and every video, each and every presentation, learn well, do all the question answers properly in your fair register. Have a nice time. Sai Ram.